What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite Beach Break review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more recent content like this. Follow my social media down below in the description. And go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights. And go check out my AEW who've been doing review on highlights. They are up on the channel as we speak. Alright, let's get started. Now AEW Dynamite Beach Break was a good show, and that's all I gotta say. Alright, it says Renee Paquette welcomes us to the show. It's Beach Break. She introduced Daniel Garcia, who is challenged Will Ospreay for the international title tonight. Daniel Garcia says it's a big night for him. He respects Will Ospreay and puts it on his mother's life. He will not lose tonight. MJF comes in as say that tonight is all about the main event match. MJF says he wants to be in the corner of Daniel Garcia. Daddy Magic says everything that he has done for Danny. He is alright with him. Okay. Then we get it says Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Taz welcomes inside the arena. Brian Danielson's music hits as he makes his way down to the ring to a sizable ovation from the Chicago crowd. Pac music hits. I'm sorry, Pac music is up next as he makes his way out and slowly walks to the ring. Alright, so we get the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament Semifinals. Pac versus Brian Danielson. This was a very good match. The bell rings and we begin as the fans are fired up tonight with a holy you know what chance. We get a lockup with Brian Danielson taking down Pac. We have another lockup as Brian Danielson takes down Pac again. Both men are up as the fans applaud. We get an AEW chant as both men lock hands for the test of strength. Pac kicks Brian Danielson, but it has no effect. Brian Danielson has Pac head locked up, but Pac counters with locking up Brian Danielson's wrist. Brian Danielson gets out of the hole as Brian Danielson locks up the arm of Pac. Pac tries to use the ropes to break the hold. Pac is out of the hole and then takes down Brian Danielson with a leg sweep. Brian Danielson looks on as Pac stares him down. We get a Let's Go Brian and Let's Go Pac chant. We have another lockup from both men. Pac sends Brian Danielson to the corner. The referee calls for the break as Pac chops Brian Danielson across the chest. Brian Danielson fires back with chops of his own. Brian Danielson hits the ropes as Pac wants the ropes. Both men take each other down. Brian Danielson is up, clutching his neck. Both men exchange blows to the face. Brian Danielson comes back with big uppercuts. Pac then kicks Brian Danielson with a big boot, sending him to the floor. Pac then leaps the ropes and lands on Brian Danielson. Pac then sends Brian Danielson back in the ring. Pac has Brian Danielson locked up as Brian Danielson makes it to the ropes to break the hold. As we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, Pac sends Brian Danielson through the ropes to the floor. Pac falls and then chops Brian Danielson. He grabs him and chops him again as he is against the barricade. Brian Danielson is back in the ring. Pac stomps on him and then applies a boot to the throat. Brian Danielson grabs the ropes to try to make it back up. The referee checks on Brian Danielson to see if he can continue. Pac looks on as Brian Danielson is up. Pac nails him with a big boot to the face, dropping Brian Danielson to the mat. Pac covers Brian Danielson, but he kicks out at two. Back from the picture, Pac is kicking Brian Danielson around. I'm sorry, back from picture, Pac is kicking Brian Danielson with round kicks. Brian Danielson is up and he fights back with blows to the face. Brian Danielson then runs the ropes, but Pac grabs him from behind and is dropped with a German suplex. Brian Danielson is up holding his neck. Pac is against the ropes as Brian Danielson kicks him in the chest. As Brian Danielson goes for a sliding drop kick, Pac rolls to the floor. Brian Danielson goes to the floor and kicks Pac. Brian Danielson charged at Pac, but he comes back and drops Brian Danielson with a big thirst kick. Pac is up on the barricade and drops on Brian Danielson. Pac sends him back in the ring and then climbs the rope and lands hard on Brian Danielson. Pac then picks up Brian Danielson and power driver him. Pac covers Brian Danielson for a 2 count. Brian Danielson comes back and applies the lead bell lock on Pac, who gets his foot on the bottom rope to break the hold. Pac used the ropes to grab to Pac used the ropes to get back up as Brian Danielson chops him and then kicks him. Brian Danielson goes to the corner, but Pac comes back with an elbow. Brian Danielson then recovers and kicks Pac, who goes down. Brian Danielson is up on the top. But I'm sorry, but Pac turns around and drives Brian Danielson. Both men are up on the top rope. Pac delivers a huge brain buster to Brian Danielson from the top. Pac covers Brian Danielson, but he doesn't stay down. Pac is up on the top. He comes down with a black arrow, but Brian Danielson moves out of the way. Brian Danielson comes back with a big knee on Pac, but he is down. He crawls and covers Pac, but is kicked out and counters with the brutalizer on Brian Danielson. Brian Danielson then rolls up Pac for only a 2 count and then lock in the Libel lock. Pac counters, but Brian Danielson rolls up Pac to get the pin. The winner by pinfall, Brian Danielson. This was a good match right here. I enjoyed this match. After the match, Doc Sampson is checking on Brian Danielson. The commentary team run down the current bracket for the On Hard tournament. All right, we go backstage with Renee Paquette talking to Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale says that life can be miserable if she didn't look on the bright side. Willow says that Chris Statlander and Stokely halfway mock her. She talks about a friend who has the devil in his bloodstream. She then talks about a little girl who lost the TBS championship and then kicked down the door and be a two-time Owen Hart Foundation champion. She says she will go to Wembley and become the women's world champion. Alright, it says Will Nightingale speaks on her own Heart Foundation tournament match against her former friend Chris Statlander. Watch hashtag AEW Dynamite Beach Break presented by hashtag Shark Week Live on TBS. Alright, let's move on. Commercial break. Back from the break, we have a video package highlighting the TNT Champion ladder match at Forbidden Door. Mark Briscoe is in the ring. He says he is here to represent the baddest tag team, them boys, the Briscoes. He says they call him Chicken, but he is not scared of you know what. He says that Jack Perry must have had some lucky charms to win the TNT title. He says this week is Shark Week. He then declares himself of Team AEW for Blood and Guts. He says those boys don't know what violence or blood and guts is from behind. Mark Briscoe is attacked by Jack Perry. Kyle Riley hits the ring. Okada then hits the ring and takes out Kyle Riley and Mark Briscoe. The EVPs walk slowly to the ring with loud boos. The EVP hits Mark with a big EVP trigger. The music of the acclaim hits as they and Billy Gunn run down the EVP. Okada and Jack Perry escapes through the crowd. We go backstage with Renee Paquette talking to Tony Storm. Mariah May and Luther May is facing Hikaru Shida on Rampage. Alright, let's move on her Foundation Women's Tournament semifinals. Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. And this match right here, this was I might as well say this was a pretty good match right here. Pretty good match. The music of Chris Statlander hits as she comes down to the ring with Stokely halfway. Willow Nightingale music hits as she charges to the ring. Chris Statlander runs to the ring as both women fight on the round. Willow then pushes Chris Statlander as she hits the floor. Willow Nightingale grabs the head of Chris Statlander and slams it on the apron multiple times. Willow Nightingale then drives Chris Statlander with a snap suplex. Both women are in the ring as the ref calls for the bell. Willow Nightingale slams the head of Chris Statlander against the turnbuckles. Chris Statlander comes back in and jams her thumb in the eyes of Willow Nightingale and then drops her with a big elbow as we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, Chris Statlander has Willow Nightingale in the corner and nails her with a big right. Chris Statlander then nails Willow in the back and then chops Willow. Chris Statlander sends Willow against the turnbuckle. Chris Statlander then sends Willow against the turnbuckle again. Willow Nightingale recovers and drops Chris Statlander, but she gets up and kicks Willow Nightingale across the head. Willow Nightingale drops to the mat. Chris Statlander covers Willow Nightingale, but she kicks out at 2. Chris Statlander has Willow Nightingale lock up as the referee checks on her. Willow Nightingale then rolls over on Chris Statlander for a pin, but Chris Statlander kicks out at 2. Back from picture in picture, Willow Nightingale then kicks Chris Statlander with a big boot. Both women are on the apron exchanging blows. Willow Nightingale holds on the ropes and Chris Statlander tries to suplex her. Willow Nightingale sends Chris Statlander to the floor. Willow Nightingale still on the apron drops Chris Statlander with a big cannonball. Chris Statlander is back in the ring. Willow Nightingale covers Chris Statlander, who kicks out at 2. Willow Nightingale picks up Chris Statlander for a powerbomb, but Chris Statlander counters and then kicks Willow. Chris Statlander covers Willow Nightingale for a 2 count. Chris Statlander then delivers a German suplex on Willow Nightingale and covers her for only a 2 count. Both women are on the ropes as Willow Nightingale drops Chris Statlander with a big suplex. Willow Nightingale picks up Chris Statlander, but she nails Willow Nightingale with a big right hand and then holsters her up and drops her. Chris Statlander covers Willow Nightingale, but she kicks out at 2. Stokely Hathaway puts a chain in the corner of the ring. Chris Statlander grabs the chain. Stokely Hathaway distracts the referee, but Willow Nightingale charges at Stokely Hathaway as she retreats off the apron. Willow Nightingale nails Chris Statlander from behind, who hits the mat and covers her for the pin. The winner of the match, Willow Nightingale. This was a pretty good match. We get an update bracket of the Owen Hart tournament. We go backstage with Renee Paquette attempting to talk to Jeff Jarrett, who will be in Owen Hart tournament. Jeff Jarrett walks off. Jay Lethal said tonight is about Jeff Jarrett's honoring Owen Hart. Okay, let's move on. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Tony Schiavone is in the ring. Tony Schiavone, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She is welcomed with a big ovation. We get a DMD chant. Britt Baker hugs Tony Schiavone as she as he hands her the mic. The fans chant welcome back. She says she missed everyone. She thought way too long about what she was going to say. She talks about past, present, and future. She starts with the past for the last 10 months. Where was Britt Baker? The answer was she is injured. She was back in November. She was banged up and not normally good. She said that she had blurred vision and her arm was tinily and could not open a bottle of water. She says that she spent a week in the hospital with a transient is is Mike attack. Tia, or what is also known as a mini stroke. She then said Tony told her to stay home and take time. So she then says now she is clear and healthy, which was good, by the way, by Dr. Britt Baker. I'm happy that Dr. Britt Baker is clear. Anyway, she then says that she was never more nervous and unsure of herself when she came out at Forbidden Door, and that she wondered if everyone will really care. She then said Sunday at Forbidden Door, when she needed AEW and when she needed the fans, she will always be the fans' corner and means it from the bottom of her heart. She says we all have the impulse to be the elite. Then speaking of elite, she says she's heard there is a new female face of AEW, and it must be so rewarding, rewarding for her CEO. Those 3 letters, she probably earned those letters for years. Dr. Britt Baker then says the CEO has her music pipe, and the only 3 letters that matter in AEW is DMD. We hear a horn and go to the big screen. The car pulls up as Mercedes Monet comes out with both her belts. She met outside the building by the EVPs, who says that she is a CEO. They can actually get behind. balloons are out as the Mercedes Monet double champion celebration begins with Dr. Britt still in the ring. Mercedes Monet makes her way down to the ring as Dr. Britt looks on from the center of the ring. Mercedes Monet receives a series of boos as she smiles. Mercedes Monet has a mic as we get a big DMD chant. Mercedes Monet says, "Oops, Dr. Britt, did I interrupt something?" Mercedes Monet says it is time for Chicago to celebrate their double champion. Mercedes Monet says, "May Forbidden Door famous, we a shut the you know what up from the fans." That part was funny. Mercedes Monet tells Dr. Britt Baker to get a look at what a real star looks like. Dr. Britt Baker then says, "All in." Dr. Britt Baker tells Mercedes Monet she was the first female to wrestle at All In and wrestle at All In last year when Mercedes Monet was looked like a broken bee with a broken leg in the stands. Dr. Britt Baker challenges Mercedes Monet at AEW All In. Mercedes Monet tells Dr. Britt Baker she needs to get in the back of the line. Dr. Britt Baker asks her what line. Mercedes Monet says there is a price to pay when messed with Mercedes Monet. Mercedes Monet holds up her titles and then exits the ring. This was a good segment. And Tony Khan, um, do not mess this up. You might as well just pull the trigger by having Mercedes Monet turn heel. It gives Mercedes Monet more heat from the crowd. Then you can have Dr. Britt Baker DMD take the title off of Mercedes Monet at AEW All In. You got to pull that trigger, Tony Khan. And shout out to Showstopper TV for saying this in this live stream on TikTok. He was speaking the same way I was speaking, and that was facts by Showstopper TV. So Tony Khan pulled the trigger by having turning Mercedes Monet heel to get more heat from the crowd. Then have Dr. Britt Baker take the AEW TBS champion off of Mercedes Monet at AEW All In. It's just simple booking. That's all I gotta say. I'm glad I put this out there. But anyway, let me continue. It's nothing but facts. We go to a video package showing highlights of the world title match with Don Callis trying to give Will Ospreay a screwdriver. Backstage, Will Ospreay is with Renee Paquette and Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis comes in as Will Ospreay asks Renee to leave. Will Ospreay tells Don Callis he just isn't the guy once. Will Ospreay says that his life has changed and that he owns on Don Callis, that is but that he is done and wants out of the Don Callis family. Don Callis says he is not in the habit of letting people out of agreements and is happy what Will Ospreay has done. He says he would let him out of his agreement. Both men hug. Kyle Fletcher leaves with Don Callis. Okay. Chris Jericho Learning Tree music hits as he makes his way down to the ring. Chris Jericho is in the ring waving at fans. He has a clipboard. He says he wasn't on the show, but he thought he would guest commentate since he has to have his TV time. He then says Hook stole his move at the pay-per-view. He then says the worst is Taz, who is supposed to be biased and act like a mark. Chris Jericho says that he talked to the EVPs, and if he is going to be at the commentary table, he can't be around Jericho. He then says he has an executive order that says Taz has to leave the commentary table and leave the arena. Taz is escorted out as the Mojo music hits. Okay. Kajuri Shibata music is out next. Hook music hits as he is out next. Cage of Ignite music is up next. They make their way to the ring. So we get Samojo, Kajuri Shibata, and Hook versus Cage of Unagi, Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Toa Lona. And this six-man tag match, this was a decent tag team match. Samoa Joe takes down Toa Law tags in Brian Cage as Samoa Joe tags in Kajiri Shibata. Brian Cage drops Shibata with a big shoulder tackle. Shibata recovers, drops Brian Cage. Hook is tagged in. Bishop Khan is tagged in. Hook is sent to the floor as we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, Hook is back in the ring. He picks up Hook and slams him on the mat. Hook tags in Shibata. He charges Khan. Shibata charges at Khan, who moves out of the way. The gates of Onagi double team Shibata. Brian Cage is tagged in and kicks Shibata. Toiloa is tagging as he kicks Shibata. We get a test of strength as Shibata fights back. Shibata sends Toiloa over the ropes. Hook is tagging and takes down Brian Cage. Khan and Toiloa fights back and nails Hook. Kong is tagged in. Hook tries to fight back, but Toa is and Kong double team him. Shibata comes in, but he caught by Brian Cage, who picks him up and drops him. Hook comes in and DDT Brian Cage. Hook tags in Samoa Joe as he drops Toa in the corner. Samoa Joe then kicks Brian Cage, sending him to the floor. Kajiri Shibata hits Toa with a big running drop kick in the corner. All six men are in the ring. Hook and Khan lock up. Samoa Joe has Brian Cage lock up, and Kajiri Shibata has Toa Loa lock up as the heels submit. All right, the winner by submission: Samoa Joe, Kajiri Shibata, and Hook versus Gates of Unagi. Um, okay, the winner by submission: Samoa Joe, Kajiri Shibata, and Hook versus Gates of Unagi. This was a quick match. Okay, yeah, this was a decent match. After the match, Jericho enters the ring as Big Bill hits the ring and takes out Samoa Joe and Hook with their steel chair. Kajiri Shibata is down, and as Brian Keefe is in the ring, pushes Kajiri Shibata's arm in the chair and stomps on it. Chris Jericho then nails Hook with the FTR title. Big Bill picks up Hook. Keith hands Jericho brass knuckles as Jericho nails Hook in the head. Keith and Jericho set up a table. Big Bill picks up Hook and chokeslams him through the table. So we go to commercial break. Jeff Jarrett music hits as he makes his way out to the ring. The EVP picks up Hangman Adam Page, who comes out to new music. Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament quarterfinals. Jeff Jarrett versus the EVP's wild card entry, and the bell rings as we are underway. Both men lock up in the center of the ring. Page tosses Jeff Jarrett down. Jeff Jarrett is up, nails Adam Page with in the mouth. Both men lock up and exchange blows. Adam Page sends Jeff Jarrett down and then nails Jeff Jarrett with a big right. Jeff Jarrett sends Page to the ropes as Page comes back and drops Jeff Jarrett with a huge lariat. Page then picks up Jeff Jarrett and tosses him with a fall away slam. Jeff Jarrett is up on the apron as Page picks him up and powerbombs him on the apron. Page then grabs Jeff Jarrett's head and slams it repeatedly against the steel steps as we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, Jeff Jarrett is down as Page sits on the apron. Page then walks over to Jeff Jarrett and tosses him over the barricade. Page enters back into the ring. Jeff Jarrett makes his way back in the ring. Page drops Jeff Jarrett with a big right hand. Page then puts his boot on the chest of Jeff Jarrett as the referee makes the count, only to have Jeff Jarrett kick out at 2. Page picks up Jeff Jarrett and tosses him against the ropes. Jeff Jarrett rolls up Page for a pin attempt, but Page kicks out at 2. Both men exchange rights in the center of the ring. Jeff Jarrett sends Page down. Both men are on the apron. Jeff Jarrett nails Page, but Page comes back and bites Jeff Jarrett in the forehead. Page then picks up Jeff Jarrett, but he counters and drops Page with a stroke on the apron. Both men fall to the floor. The referee begins the 10 count. Jeff Jarrett makes it back in at 8, and Page is in at 9. Jeff Jarrett drops Page with a Russian leg sweep. Jeff Jarrett nails Page in the jaw as he goes down. Jeff Jarrett covers Page, who kicks out at 2. Kicks out at 1. Page Page goes for the dead eye, but Jeff Jarrett counters Page, then nails Jeff Jarrett and drops him with a dead eye. Page looks around and the fence swerves against. Look, it says Page looks around as the fans chant Swerve's house. Page is on the apron. Jeff Jarrett staggers but falls to his feet. Page goes back in the ring as Jeff Jarrett shows him. Jeff Jarrett then applies the sharpshooter on Page as the fans goes crazy. Page crawls and makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold. Page sends Jeff Jarrett against the ropes and then nails him with the buckshot lariat and then nails him with rights. Page picks up Jeff Jarrett and drops him with a dead eye and covers him for the win. The winner by pinfall and Hangman Adam Page. This was a good match in my opinion. This was a good match. We go backstage to get an update on Hook. Brian Keith, Big Bill, and Chris Jericho attack Hook and toss a fireball in his face. Hook goes down, screaming as the trainer checks on him. All right, let's move on. Commercial break. Back from the break, Renee Paquette tries to talk with Heyman Page as the EVP hugs him and tells him that as long as he scratches their backs, they will scratch his. They say they lifted the suspension and need a fifth man for blood and guts. Page grabs Nick and says he is not their puppet and says he is in the on hard tournament. He says he doesn't need them. Alright, let's move on. The music of MJF hits as he comes out and is on the ramp. Daniel Garcia's music hits next. Will Ospreay music hits next as he comes out to a big ovation. The finish champ Will Ospreay. We have an over one tonight as we are 10 minutes to the hour. So we get an AEW International Championship match. Will Ospreay defense against Daniel Garcia. And this match right here, this was not a bad match. This match was okay for what it was. This was okay match for what it was. The bell rings. The bell rings as we are underway. Both men lock up and hit the ropes. We get a clean break. The Daniel Garcia sends Will Ospreay against the ropes, who drops Garcia with a shoulder block. Daniel Garcia is dropped and goes to the corner. MJF gives him a pep talk in the corner. Both men run the ropes. Daniel Garcia takes down Will Ospreay as Daniel Garcia has Will Ospreay in the head scissors. Daniel Garcia chops Will Ospreay and then grabs him and snaps him down. Daniel Garcia has Will Ospreay's head locked up. Will Ospreay is in the corner as Daniel Garcia nails him with right hands. Will Ospreay recovers and sends Daniel Garcia to the floor. Will Ospreay leaps over the ropes and lands on Daniel Garcia on the floor. We get a brief stare down between Will Ospreay and MJF. We go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, both men are back in the ring. Will Ospreay picks up Daniel Garcia and slams him down. Will Ospreay kicks Daniel Garcia in the head. Daniel Garcia is up in the corner as Will Ospreay punches him in the back. Daniel Garcia is down. Will Ospreay boosts a boot on Daniel Garcia as the ref counts. With Daniel Garcia kicking out at one, Will Ospreay kicks Daniel Garcia again as MJF looks on with concern. Will Ospreay grabs the face of Daniel Garcia and then nails with a big right hand. Will Ospreay then nails Daniel Garcia again. Both back from picture in picture. He says back from picture in picture. Daniel Garcia is up as Will Ospreay slaps Daniel Garcia, who drops to one knee. Will Ospreay hits Daniel Garcia, but it only fires him up. Daniel Garcia comes back with a big right and then a kick to the jaw of Will Ospreay. Daniel Garcia suplexes Will Ospreay and then DDTs him. Daniel Garcia drops Will Ospreay with a big neck breaker. Daniel Garcia covers Will Ospreay, but the champ kicks out at two. Will Ospreay is up and leaps off the second rope, connecting with a big right hand on Daniel Garcia. Will Ospreay covers Daniel Garcia, but he kicks out at two. Will Ospreay kicks Daniel Garcia in the back of the head and then kicks Daniel Garcia in the face as he goes down. Will Ospreay then picks up Daniel Garcia and kicks him in the face repeatedly. Will Ospreay then taunts Daniel Garcia as asking him to hit him. Daniel Garcia then dances and his Will Ospreay. Daniel Garcia runs the ropes as Will Ospreay catches him and flips him on his back and covers him, but Daniel Garcia kicks out. Daniel Garcia comes back and then nails Will Ospreay and covers him for a 2 count. Daniel Garcia grabs Will Ospreay and covers him, but Will Ospreay kicks out at two. Will Ospreay is going for a hidden blade. Daniel Garcia is up, but he blocks the hidden blade and has a headbutt on Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay breaks out of the hole and slams Daniel Garcia on the mat. Daniel Garcia then picks up Will Ospreay and slams him hard. Daniel Garcia covers Will Ospreay for a near fall. MJF puts a diamond ring in the corner. Daniel Garcia picks it up as both men make pin attempts. Daniel Garcia drops Will Ospreay and still has the ring. He hands the ring to MJF. Will Ospreay from behind hits the Tiger Driver and covers Daniel Garcia to retain. The winner is still your AEW International Champion, Will Ospreay. And this match right here, this was not a bad match. Like I said earlier, this was a pretty good match. In my matter of fact, scratch that. Not a pretty good match. This was a good match. Good match, in my opinion. This was a good match. All right. After the match, Daniel Garcia is emotional in the corner. Will Ospreay talks to him and tells him he is family and that he can do it. MJF enters the ring as Will Ospreay exits the ring. MJF then says it's on him and not Daniel Garcia that these people still love him. MJF gets Daniel Garcia to his feet. MJF then kicks Daniel Garcia between the legs and has the evil look in his eyes. MJF then gets the diamond ring and on puts it on. Daddy Magic comes to try to make the save, but nails him as Daniel Garcia gets to his feet. MJF nails Daniel Garcia. The fans boo as he tells the fans to shut up. Daniel Garcia is bleeding. Security comes down, but MJF takes them out. MJF then nails Daniel Garcia repeatedly with big rights. MJF picks up a bloody Daniel Garcia and drops him. MJF picks him up again as Daddy Magic is shown bleeding on the floor. MJF has Daniel Garcia up on the second rope. As the officials try to stop him, MJF drops Daniel Garcia on the head from the second rope. Christopher Daniels is shouting at MJF, why did he do this? MJF fights off the officials. Will Ospreay runs in from the back as MJF retreats through the crowd. Fans jaw fans jaw at MJF as it looks like some of them tries to get physical with him. EMT staff put Daniel Garcia in a neck brace and stretcher him out of the ring. As Wellspray looks concerned, EMT staff stretcher him up the ramp as the show goes off the air. MJF will be kicking off live Collision this Saturday, which will go up against WWE's Money in the Bank on Peacock. I was glad to help out Alice Cars tonight, who had a family situation and will return next week. And AEW Dynamite goes off the air. All right, let me get my opinion for AEW Dynamite Beach Break. AEW Dynamite Beach Break was a good show, like I stated earlier, and I enjoyed the show for what it was. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite Beach Break review on highs, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys thought on AEW Dynamite Beach Break because it was a good show. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. If I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, um, yeah, if I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, I will go live for Fortnite. That's only if I don't have nothing to do tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna go live for Fortnite. But anyway, tomorrow on the 4th of July, I am gonna be streaming live on YouTube for some Fortnite tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna make a YouTube short video to give you guys my big YT announcement video to my subscribers. I'm gonna show you guys 1000% full proof that I'm gonna have an upcoming world premiere on my AEW Dynamite Beach Break review on highs around 4 o'clock Eastern time. So that's coming up next. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.